Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Reinsurance Podcast, the news update version. I'm your co-host, Jared Lee.
And I'm Ben Rose.
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Today's our special monthly news wrap-up. We're going to dive right in.
Although we have a special confession to make, which is it's not actually the end of the month yet. We're recording a little bit early, so other things could happen. If we don't mention them, it's not because they weren't important. It's because we recorded slightly early this month. So watch out in July for those additional updates.
And this month is a bit of a humble brag of things we predicted previously on the news, on the news wrap-ups. Starting off, the probably biggest news probably of this whole year, to be honest, is the Howden Tiger mega merger / acquisition.
Yeah.
Which was, when we talked about it last time, the rumor mill was sort of bubbling that this might come out, and the Insurance Insider and other publications were spot on.
Yeah, I mean, well, and the Reinsurance Podcast.
And the Reinsurance Podcast.
Yeah, we took a position.
We did take a position.
We said it would probably happen and that it would be a good deal.
Yeah.
And look at that.
The multiple was way more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
For those who... This is your only source of reinsurance news, which you should probably diversify a little bit. It was a $1.6 billion acquisition of Tiger Risk by Howden, the new merged entity to be called Howden Tiger, tentatively, or
for now.
For now, yeah. We've seen the Aon Benfields of the world, and so we don't know how long that will last. But sounds like they've got everyone in place, and they're planning to sprint into their position as the fourth largest reinsurance broker now, quite far separated from the remainder beyond them. So it's a pretty big deal.
But it does seem to be probably one of the most happily acclaimed deals for quite a while, right? I think normally people look for controversy when a big merger happens, but everyone's like, it makes sense. Yeah, big deal. Yeah, complementary, aligned leadership and capabilities, similar direction. Jobs are good.
Similar culture, things that we touched on when we first read about the rumors of it. It seemed to make sense, and it doesn't look like it's going to kick off any sort of regulatory hurdles or anything else either. So, I think they're still finalizing all the T's and I's and letters that need
dotting and crossing a variety of consonants and vowels.
Exactly. But for all intents and purposes, this is now a done deal, which is exciting. And I think you'll have a bit of a shakeout as they sort of get all their sort of processes lined up and their teams merged together and everything else. But it seems like it'll be a pretty smooth merger. So we will keep you updated with potential mergers and acquisitions as and when we know about them. The other one I wanted to quickly touch on was we talked about the difficulty in Florida, and the challenges with the changing regulatory environment and the complexity of staying afloat in that market and the difficulty of getting reinsurance capacity. Just recently, Southern Fidelity also went into receivership. So that's following St. John's, Avatar, and Lighthouse, the fourth over the last sort of year and a bit. Highlighting again the difficulty it is to run a profitable business in that market. So we touched on it in advance of June, in advance of the Florida renewals, and you're seeing a bit of that fallout coming already.
Yeah, and I think it is one of those things that we're going to see, as we have done, taking effect on a case-by-case basis, as in each insurer to their own, as the reinsurance market collectively decide who they're willing to continue backing, and who sadly is not going to get picked for their team, I guess, going forwards.
Well, and this one is interesting because they don't write a ton of property. It's mostly a casualty insurer. But even then, we talk about the sort of legal environment and framework by which Floridians operate in. We talked about it in our funny claims things and stuff. But when you have such a sort of aggressive environment whereby billboards with lawyers can drive claims up, and they're looking for ways to make their income that way. Florida's historically very bad for this. So it's not just hurricanes that are hurting that market. It's the sort of litigation environment that they find themselves in as well.
And then one other piece of news to add to the mix. Finally, we're seeing US clients coming back to London, which is quite exciting.
But 2 years away.
But
Are we welcoming them with lovely weather
exactly.
and efficient
How to
transport?
treat the US clients who are visiting. We're having a national rail strike
Yeah.
to make up for it. So if you're listening to this and you've been affected, write to us at. But no, please don't.
TFL at superseed.com.
Yeah, so I'm actually here in the podcasting studio, having had to harm the environment and not take the train to get here because there are no trains this week. They've all been cancelled.
Yeah.
Which is very sad. But hopefully I'll make it home again so that I can eventually return for another episode.
In rumor mongering,
Oh.
I have heard rumors that EasyJet is on the brink.
Don't tell me this. I have literally just booked flights with EasyJet last night.
I've heard this, and going into your sort of transport nightmares.
Why? Everyone's watching my face, like
just
start to panic.
Ben is normally more tan than this. The color has completely left. So I was reading something that Heathrow is asking for tons of their flights to be canceled, like 10% of flights to be canceled out of Heathrow for the next sort of couple weeks because of baggage issues. And there's rumors that similar employee challenges and staffing shortages are potentially making it very, very difficult for EasyJet right now, based on how they handled pandemic staff management and things like this. So watch this space as well. That would be a very compelling prediction if we get that one on the...
Please do not rely on anything you hear on the Reinsurance Podcast for any kind of important financial or non-financial decision, because it's literally just stuff that we've made up in the end here.
Most of this is read as a banner ad from the Apple News app flashes across my laptop.
But no, that is true. Then it's quite scary, and also may have knock-on effects for the aviation industry. So yeah, we're not spreading strange rumors. Go and find out for yourself whether there's anything behind this. So and fly EasyJet or don't. It's up to you.
Travel insurance market booming again.
Indeed.
So
all publicity is
you're
good publicity.
You're an insurance connoisseur now. You surely have purchased travel insurance. All right, I think that's the news for this week. As Ben said, we'll touch base early July, mid-July, with more updates in a news roundup.
We're working on the jingle.
Yeah.
See you then.
Bye.